like turn it on. All the ACs are on. What? I would have probably all the AC on. What money?
So this is the. So we are continuing the coverage of this eviction process. So, are you going to take this down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sergeant, please get it, put it down for us. Excuse me, maintenance. The COS office was it locked or beside beside locking you put nail there?
Yeah, we put it there.
So beside the lock, I mean, it can't open now.
Yeah, we put it nail, then we put out the vertical lock, the power lock. Reinforce it.
So I'm thinking, where can we put the photo? And we can school down, and I want to roll. Okay, cool. Yeah, so please take that.
They won't go there.
Who communication crew, right? No, they won't be here.
No, I would say the people that are responsible for that, that I would
You don't order one.
they open one side of the so the back side.
Recently, they got more than did I get. Did I walk out through all the who got people no more? Have people that have boss have not got to do that. You never got people no more? Yes, sir. Yeah, play with it.
So this is the conference room of the speaker. As you can see here.
You need to use ELBC.
So so you have the chamber.
I need ELBC. I need for you to use ELBC. Leave TV away. Go to the other place.
So this will also be opened This is the chamber of the House of Representatives. The plenary on last Thursday, or on last Tuesday, had a session and stated that maintaining the Committee on Rules, Order and Administration to make way for a plenary to hold their session here. So this is part of the process. This place will be open so that the members of the House of Representatives can continue to hold their session. So the conference room of the Speaker has also been opened. So the belongings are just a portrait of the Speaker, and that is just two.
The other one can open inside. Young.
She has a key.
Yes, sir. And I don't want to open inside. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, they want to know how to pass it. I think they have.
They want our regular value. Our regular value.
People has a key. Yeah, your wife was not saying that meeting. Yeah, I told him to leave it because yeah, in Islam to leave that anyone will have their personal belonging. Yeah. So I think yeah, it's okay. No one have personal belonging. Well, don't get to the level they got. Yeah, no personal belonging there. Yeah, also office.
Okay, so
You keeping shares, the shares not for the church. You keep your personal property there.
So, Chief, if you want to talk to us, we can get to it on a round table. Let's summarize everything that happened here.
Out of the evicted area. This place is basically out of the eviction to go somewhere.
Well, there's a conference room. There's nothing personal.
Like it's basically for an eviction process. It's cool for interview.
Okay. So, yeah, your will be revealed.
Just recommend.
Yeah, so okay, so the Speaker's conference room. My man, what? So the chamber will remain as it is because the lawmakers will not So the lawmakers are now holding session here at the moment until they take decision on Thursday to have their session here. So this place will remain as it is until they have a session on Thursday to determine whether they can move here by next week. But you are watching Spoon TV live. It's a pleasure again to have you. My name is Haji.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. A pleasant welcome on today. Good afternoon. And we say welcome, and a warm welcome to all of our people. This is the People's Program, the program that brings you up to speed with national issues on today. Liberia, Africa, and the rest of our one word. And we are live on Kool TV channel 2, and also on Facebook Kool, and we are also live on www.knews.com on our online radio. We say good afternoon, good morning, good evening. From every part of the world you're watching us, you're following, we say it's a pleasure, whether on radio, whether on your smartphone, whether on YouTube, we say thanks for joining us. Just go there, Kool TV channel 2 on YouTube channel. You will watch us live on today. Remember back in 2013, Liberia Human Rights Report was up as of November 2011. Ellie Johnson Saliva Unity Party won the second term of elections, and there were reports about human rights. Other important rights abuses include police abuse, harassment, intimidation of detainees and others, arbitrary arrest, detention, official corruption, human trafficking, racial and ethnic discrimination, discrimination against lesbians, gays, bisexual, and transgender, the LGBTQ persons, unlawful deprivations of life under the customary law of our country. And looking further on that process in Liberia, of which we'll look at this, according to the Bureau of Correction, approximately half of the country's 1,827 prisoners were at the Monrovia Center Prison, the MCP. This prison operates as more than twice its capacity because of the large number of pre-trial detainees. The total NCP capacity was estimated about 400, but it held about 922 individuals at the end of the year in 2013. The NCP populations include 17 women, 16 juveniles. The prisons remain unstaffed, and the prison staff were poorly paid, and the average were out of an office of about 7,200 Liberian dollars, or its equivalent of $90 US. 70 national correctional officers were hired during that year in 2013, or the year under review, and the training was unlikely to occur until the early part of 2014. The NCP, once dedicated vehicles often was not operable, and as a result of the MCP was frequently unable to transport prisoners and detainees to court or to hospital. Prisoners were transported to or from court through the private support of judges or Prison Fellowship Liberia. The United Nations and the non-governmental organizations, NGOs, continue to provide medical services and improved basic social sanitary conditions. Medical cares at the MCP and other facilities were inadequate. NGOs provided medical care of medicines to treat citizens of seizures, skin infections, and other mental health conditions, but other necessary medications, including those for malaria or tuberculosis, were replenished only when the stock of the medication was completely depleted. Since the replenishment sometimes took weeks or months, inmates when without medications or lengthy period. Observers noted that the national health care sector remained underfunded and most persons lacked basic health care and medication. And so the reason why we're looking back with this issue here, let me say good afternoon to you. It's good that we know what happened in the status of the Monrovia Central Prison. Has the Monrovia Central Prison improved? Has this sector improved? And according to reports fighting police brutality, some Liberian says police brutality is on the rise and is setting the country back into the path of reconstruction. The government is investigating the allegations but says whether or not there have been no abuse, they have been working hard to improve the security sector since the end of the Civil War. One Naomi Schwartz has more on the story with this issue here. And following development of this, Donzo Kamara, a commercial driver in Monrovia capital city, said he liked his job, but lately he has been frustrated by the demands for bribes and national police from the National Police Service. And looking up several process of police brutality in Liberia. The Liberian National Police struck fear into the hearts of law-abiding Liberians, despite numerous efforts instituted by the United Nations to reform and train the security apparatus into the country. Reports of police officers marking civilians in and around Monrovia are of growing concern at the alarming level. According to the Solicitor General of Liberia, the Acting Minister of Justice, Castor Gongolo, a high rate and growing wave of police brutality has been reported. The Acting Justice Minister expressed disappointment in such practice and vowed to institute a requisite legal penalty for who-be lawmakers or lawbreakers. Several cases, including hostile conditions of the police involved, physical and irresponsible display of violence, has been some of the deal basis which remain the war-ravaged citizens of Liberia about the ugly days of Charles Taylor. It can be recalled that there have been reports of alleged flocking of the senior senator of Moscow County, George Bush Freeman Sumo, the bloody torture of a market woman around the Kobachat market, and the mahiling of Moserado County Representative Ikakatai, among several other reports of police brutality. And the report came in about the 26th of October in 2006. Has this changed? The dress of the Liberian National Police signals danger whenever they appear before civilians. Citizens are a bit worried and afraid with the issues of realigning the Liberian National Police at an early stage of the Liberian national recovery and transformation stage. In its court, there is still a need to weed out individuals with bad human rights records and irresponsible conduct out of the Liberia, despite the Liberian National Police, despite the international and local training, according to James Morba, a petty trailer in the country. And like I said to you, this is the outlook of the police brutality of October in 2006 in Liberia. We say good morning, good afternoon. Today is 11 of March. We say welcome and a pleasant welcome to our program. Let's take our developments coming to Western history in our country. Don't forget, in 1941, on the 11th of March, the United States Congress passed the Land Lease Act into history on today, the 11th of March in history. The newspaper publisher and the media entrepreneur Rupert Murdoch, a founder of the News Corporation Limited, he was born into Melbourne, Australia, and today in 1931 in history. And also today, William Howard Taft was the first United States president to be buried into Arlington National Cemetery in Arlington, Virginia in 1930 in history and today. Today, the African American civil rights leader Ralph David Apanita, who was Martin Luther King Jr. chief aide and a closest associate during the 1950s and the 1960s. He was born today into Linden, into Alabama in history and today. A great man was born in March. Great people born in March On today, 1918, one of the most devastating pandemics into human history reached the United States as the country has reported its first case of the Spanish flu in history today on 11. On 11 was born the British politician Harold Wilson, who led the Labour Party to victory into the fourth generation elections and was Prime Minister of the United Kingdom from the 1964 to 1970 and from 1974 to 1976. Guess what? He was born today in history. During World War II, the Allied forces in the Southwest Pacific theaters came under the command of a United States General, Douglas MacArthur, following his tour of the Batam, the peninsula into the Philippines. Today in 1942, on the 11th of March. Today, the 11th of March in 1959, Lorraine Hansberry, A Raisin in the Sun, became the first play by the African American woman to be produced on a Broadway in history today on March. Mikhail Gorbachev, a successful of the Kingston, the Chernikov as leader of the Soviet Union, came about in 1985 and today. Today in 1990, the 11th of March, following a vote into the parliament, the Lithuania became the first Soviet republic to declare the independence from the USSR. On today, the 11th of March in history. Let me take you to 2004. Madrid suffered a series of terrorist attacks when the 10 bombs detonated by the Islamic militants exploded on 4 trains at the 3 different rail stations, killing about 191 persons and injuring about 1,800 others in history. On today, on the 11th of March in 2004. 2 years after that, 2006, the Chilean politicians Michelle Bachelet became the first woman to serve as the country's president, as she was sworn into office on today, 2006, the 11th of March in history. The World Health Organization declared that COVID-19 outbreak was a pandemic. It happened today, the 11th of March in 2020 in history. Good afternoon, good evening. Follow us on channel 2 on YouTube. Follow us on Kool Facebook. Follow us on www.knews.com online, the online radio. Today, on the March 11, 2011, an earthquake struck off the northeastern coast of Honshu, Japan, causing a widespread damage to the country and triggering a devastating tsunami that instigated a major nuclear accident. And today, the 11th of March in 2011, Dorothy Getch, a great woman, an American actress, was born today into Ohio, into the Museum. But unfortunately, on the 4th of June in 1968, she died. She was born on the 11th of March in 1898. But in 1968, on the 4th of June, she died at the age of 70 into the Rapallo, into Italy on today. We say good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Thanks for joining us on this spectacular edition. But don't forget, the German trade of the whole must be kept high on the agenda because it involves the majority, and those that come with equity, they must come with clean hands. On today's edition, I am your humble servant. I'm Nathaniel Va, call me the ambassador, and I'm here today with Sir Kendu on the Kim, making sure we have a spectacular edition of today's program. Good morning, good afternoon again, and many thanks to all of you. Don't forget, join us on channel 2 on YouTube. Join us also Kool on Facebook at the search handle Just type in KOOL and you will be a part of today's program. If you are somewhere in the world, encourage your relatives, friends to follow us on www.knews.com online, on our online radio. It's a pleasant welcome. Good afternoon. And this is all of you for joining us on today. And today is very much spectacular. Remember, today just marked 1 month, the day the Speaker House was broken into, the office rather, not a house, but the office, to be precise. Today, and by this time, it has already happened, or attempted leading to the process was on way. Mind you, that very day, Liberia celebrates the 68th Armed Forces Day of Liberia, with the guests His Excellency Julius Marta Bio of Sierra Leone and his beautiful wife and other dignitaries graced the occasion with the Liberian president at the BDC barracks. That day was a tragic event. Some describe it as unfortunate, disgusting. Some say it's a way of the law. It is a process that may lead us to have things moving. I'm going to find who is Kofa. Remember, just to take you back, there was a letter written to Kofa, but Kofa said, that's the Kofa counselor, he received that letter on a WhatsApp page. It was sent to him by the current chairman on Rules and Administration, and that he needs to vacate the office. Now there's a new speaker. Richard Amekum is there, and sometimes this is just a monotone or repetition of something that I don't want to hear about. But it's going to remind you, today is marking that day when they said, just go in the office, break the office, and go on, and put his personal belonging out. Today happened. But the reason why we're bringing this to you, the office of Jonathan Fanatic Kofa Counselor has written in the Liberia National Police about some issues, and we were asking these questions. Was the breaking into of the office of the speaker at the time, just when he had the keys, was it lawful? Was it justifiable? Was it by law? Remember, if you follow on to the conversations, why things were being taken out, and journalists that were there, or media institutions to be precise, that was there, sister groupings, asked whether there was a warrant with this process. And the lawmaker, who is the chair on Rules Order Administration, James Kool of Bon County, said Planner doesn't need, and it wasn't his decision, it was Planner's decision. It doesn't need a warrant from the court, because it never came there by the warrant. Was it the warrant that brought him? He asked the question. But when this letter was written, it was based upon after the advice was sought out from the Justice Minister, Councillor Oswald Tuer. He said, write him and give him an ultimatum. And if he doesn't comply, let the media be present, let social equipment be present, and let the door be burst opened. Let his personal belongings be placed out, and let the current speaker, Richard Kuhn, have access to the office, because he and his staff need to start working. And that was how everything went. But then our focus of bringing this topic up today, that Liberia was looking and asking whether that decision was right ahead of the court ruling on the builder information. The office of Kofa has written the Liberia National Police alleging of several issues. And we were asking, what if Kofa comes and say, something got missing from my office? What will we do? What shall we do? What will the law do with that? Now we have come to a point. A communication has been written to the Liberia National Police, and it was written few days, but today marking 1 month but nothing has been done yet. This is where we are, Liberia. Why is it that since that incident, nothing has been done? So it's good that we told Liberian people what their take on this issue. What's their thought? Because we were asking, if Kofa come tomorrow and say, money loss, I have a very serious document. Remember, I'm a lawyer, I'm pleading a case. This document was here, I can't find it, or it's not been seen, or I have my laptop, and this is just exactly what he's alleging. He's not alleging 500,000 worth of material that he can see that were in your office. And this is exactly what we were talking about. And I'm prepared to ask Liberian today, where are we? We spoke about this matter, and folks thought that what we were saying was of no essence. Why should we ask this question? Sometimes we'll ask some critical questions ahead. Folks will gang at us. Like I said to the folks, one of the callers yesterday, we don't make news, we report. If there are issues of concern, we ask. We don't determine. That's how we bring this up to the public, and you as citizens, as the people's employer, you have to have issues to this matter. What is this? Why is this happening? You have the right to ask your people. Now, this is an issue involving the lawmaker, the speaker. Now, the speaker has said, I have things in my office. I can see it. Now, what is more, he said there was some great sentiment. Those issues that he asked him for today are of some great sentimental values. It may be nothing to somebody, but very important to the person who holds those things here. But let me say, that's what we'll be talking about and other issues here today. Remember, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, Siana Yuo, is our closing days. Her closing days is already up, and she has issues. Remember, the president of this country is also President Siana Yuo of some of a role or level of leadership upon, and she pledged to Liberians that she was going to dispense justice without fear or favor. And remember, the former speaker, the former justice, the chief justice, used to say the law is reasoning. But when Siana Yuo came, she said, the chief justice said the law is the law. But we'll take this break here, and when I come back, we will get into that matter this afternoon. Good afternoon.
Of the lawmakers of Liberia, and the office, the space that holds the speakership is a statutory office that whoever assumes the position of speaker enjoy the privilege and amenities accorded that office. That space is not meant for any particular lawmaker. So I think if there are a few offices here that are statutory offices that whoever assumes the position will definitely move there. For instance, the office of the deputy speaker and other places. So the office that holds a speaker has been barricaded or has been seized by the former speaker, Honorable Councillor Jonathan Kofa of Grand Creek District Number 2, and we have made several efforts as a plenary to have that office open. We're sending 5 communications, different communications on different occasions, commencing as far back as late last year to no avail. And in some of those communications, the last communication, he responded to it, and he said, if I can recall, at the bottom of said communication, he said that it was his last time talking on said matter. So thereafter, last Friday, we were to conduct this exercise, but the leadership advised that since you're coming to the country, we allow him to come over the weekend and have his things removed up to yesterday, Monday. And if I recall him at the airport, he even went to work and declared our action as a coup. And they asked him as to whether, how long will he continue to fight, and say, fight for what? everything has been taken, the speakership has been taken, and he still insisted that he could not turn the office over in that interview. And he said it was the last time talking on it. And we need to have this office prepared for use by the speaker. As you are aware, it's a statutory office. It enables the speaker to have his staff, press director, COS, WCOS, resource officer, gender coordinator.
Down with it. I don't know what Sunny were mean. Oh my word. Yeah. Sometimes I get carried away with these very much traditional tunes. And I call her a grandmother. And a Black Kool, the Anointed, is here with a grandmother singing this song, Shining Where. I don't know what's the meaning of this song, but I'm hearing one of the ministers there saying, what a blessing, something like that. And we can be defeated. I just try to mimic or something I'm hearing from the song here. But it's great to have, Liberia really have great tunes. And for a mother of such, in her age, imagine, this woman must be more than 70, 80. I just don't want to presume, but yeah. But she said, with the talent God gave her, man, before I just depart this earth, let me leave it behind. Let me give it inspired the generation, God-fearing people in my native tune. I hope that some of you will have that courage that before you depart this earth, leave something that the generation ahead to come on and on will read, will listen to, and get inspired by you when you are no more. I want to salute this grand, and I was following her sometime, and after they did this song, I was following that a few weeks, a little a month or so, was a birthday celebration. But let me say, she was so great. She was great. And a Black Kool, the Anointed, a Black Kool T, the Anointed, still doing great things. And one of Liberia, great traditional singer there in the country. I want to say thanks for your role. Please, Liberians, let's just do something that you are inspired to do that can leave an indelible mark with the generation positively. Something you can do that will have the word in its people that no one, those that will live after war, will never forget. And every time, imagine they will shed tears. They will lie on your shoulder, and tears will drip off their cheeks, just in a mesmerizing form, saying, yeah, grandmother of this person who lived, I never saw her, but I'm mesmerized by her voice and her tunes. I hope you too can do that in just your way, wherever you are, whatever you can do. Let me say good afternoon, thanks, just to inspire this afternoon today. And you know, this is serious. Sienna Yu is at a very crucial test point of her life in her entire career. She is at a point where the Liberian nation is grappling with escalating political and constitutional crisis. Mind you, she's also at the verge of her leaving the position. Remember when she was asked to serve under the then President, His Excellency President George Manuel Weah, she said, let me do it. Even if I have to do this for a year in my law career or two, let me do it. But this ruling, imagine the Associate Justice Yemi Kwebese, Justice in Chamber, at the opening of court, said the ultra-virus that the court mentioned was speaking to the majority bloc. It brought a lot of commotion upon. One of the lawmakers from Buncamp said that's a liquor thing. You don't want to put out the liquor table. They say things that when you ask them tomorrow, they can withstand what it says. And Associate Justice Johnson also said a critical point regarding this matter. Now we have seen the ECOWAS body with a rebuff of issues, said we can listen to you. The ECOWAS has a law. Anyone that have come here and taken oath of office, they can be changed as an attorney, as they are no lawmaker or incapacitated in some other form. Now, in this ambiguous ruling process, the Chief Justice Shannon Yo, and some say she's getting old, she's getting to 70 years, but when I look at her, she's getting more younger, more beautiful. The beauty in her is coming up. Would that affect her ruling on the 14th? That's just a gist of a question that I want to ask you. But like I said earlier, on the 11th of February, while I celebrated the Armed Forces Day, we were hearing a sound. And this sound made Liberians to wonder whether the aspect of justice was at its point. I just want, before I go to the chair on rule order administration, I want to listen to this sound. Listen to this sound here. This was a sound on that day. It's not a gunshot, or it's not a rocket, or a Junko mortar, or whatsoever, or the RPG, or the Zana Kalashika, or it's not LAR sound, or a 60 bar missile, whatsoever. It's not a 40 bar missile sound. It is not something that will scare Liberians. But this is the sound coming from the area where the speaker sits. The office was locked, and the keys were in the hands of Jonathan Fernandez, councillor. Remember, he said he won't speak to that matter again, since he was removed illegally. If they want to open the office, they then go by illegally. Now, this matter has gone on. I've taken another twist after 1 month, but I want you to listen to James Kool when this thing was happening here. He was asked as what was going on. Is this his doing or the people doing? Let's listen to James Kool here. Listen to this.
Speaker, enjoy the privilege and amenities accorded that office. That space is not meant for any particular lawmaker. So I think if there are a few offices here that are statutory offices, that whoever assumed the position would definitely move there for Eastern, the office of the Deputy Speaker, and other places. So the office hosts a speaker has been barricaded or has been seized by the former Speaker, Honorable Councillor Jonathan Kofa of Grand Creek District Number 2, and we have made several efforts as a plenary to have that office open. We're sending 5 communications, different communications on different occasions, commencing as far back as late last year to no avail. And in some of those communications, the last communication, he responded to it, and he said, if I can recall, at the bottom of said communication, he said that it was his last time talking on said matter. So thereafter, last Friday, we were to conduct this exercise, but the leadership advised that since you're coming to the country, we allow him to come over the weekend and have his things removed up to yesterday, Monday. And if I recall him at the airport, he even went to work and declared our action as a coup. And they asked him as to whether, how long will he continue to fight, and say, fight for what? Everything has been taken, the speakership has been taken, and he still insisted that he could not turn the office over in that interview. And he said it was the last time talking on it. And we need to have this office prepared for use by the speaker. As you are aware, it's a statutory office. It enables the speaker to have his staff, press director, COS, WCOS, resource officer, gender coordinator, and the list goes on. So there are a couple of staff that need to be in there. We also need that office to enable him to have a comfortable space in interacting with guests to be able to discuss the interests of Liberia, inclusive of the conference room. So it's against that backdraft that plenary took an action to enable this committee rule order. We are 2 here, but we are now 2. This is a committee of certain persons to carry on this exercise today. So
going forward, what next for the...
So please do me this favor. I think it will be appreciated if we give opportunity to one another one at a time. So if you ask a question, maybe another person want to ask, just allow them to flow.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm Webster Clay from Page Africa. I mean, going forward, what next for the invited speaker?
The chair on rule, order, and administration, you listen to him there. He said there were 2 present, but they weren't 2. You interpret that, but that's what he said. I'm not going to interpret what he said. And in some of his interview with the journalist present or media institution present, said that it was a decision for plenary. So, but today marks the 1 month of this thing here. 1 month. There's a communication that I've been written to Inspector General Gregory O.W. Coleman. They are asking the police to provide a detailed update on this. That means there has been a case filed. And this is what I will ask. If Kofa says something has been missing and he filed a complaint, who will be held liable of this? Because from what we read in, there's an ongoing investigation, and they said is a legal break-in and theft at the speaker's office, which happened at 11. So the acting chief of staff, William Payude Cooper, has expressed frustration over the police silence. That was really nearly a month, or that was a few days ago, but today became 1 month of the complaint that was filed. And she said that the incident that was carried out by a member of the majority bloc was not only unlawful, but it was widely publicized, rising concern the rule of law and integrity of elaborate democratic institutions. Like we said in time past, the actions of our leaders doesn't just affect them positively or negatively, but affect their constituent, the county, and the country at large. Now, according to the letter that they wrote, they said, let me just read the part to you, that the intrusion, the unlawful intrusion led to the removal of valuable government and personal properties. Now, there's the issue. In the instruction I was given, allegedly that the rule administration said, according to him, said they wrote 5 letters. They took several times. And when he came at the airport, he did come into the country. When he came, he said their action was a coup. And when the letter was written to him, when he replied to the matron signer, and that was someone question asking in a letter to the matron signer, the chief clerk of the house, he said, Councillor, he said, Jonathan Funadi Kofa Councillor, Representative Jonathan Funadi Kofa Councillor, not Speaker. So he was aware, but he said he will be removed, but illegally removed, and since they remove him legally, they can also go about removing things. But then the instruction from the Justice Minister was, we are write him, countless time, with your patience, and he done. Then invite the social groupings, the media, and let's burst the play open, take its personal effect. But now the letter written in the Liberation Police say the removal of valuable government and personal properties, including furniture valued at 50,000 rather. Furniture valued at 50,000, Apple computer and other electronic devices, confidential government documents, and office materials and personal belongings of the speaker and his family, and some of which hold great sentimental values. And those are some of the questions we're asking. And we follow this process. One of the journalists asked, or the media representative asked, were they a warrant? He said, why do we need warrant? When the speaker comes in the office, not warrant. And when you hear, I don't want yet. I ain't office here, but when you speak up, we can't hear. When you know the speaker, you move the book up. I think you were even listening earlier on. Suppose the air conditioner still on, and they had two Bibles open. I never captured which scripture were those, but one had a sheet flipped halfway from the bridge of the air conditioner. The other one was barely, plainly opened. I don't know the scripture it was open to, or the part of the Bible, but that's why it opened. And his door, the main door entering the office was broken. There's another door that was broken into, and all those things, and his things was parked aside, out of the office to another nearby office where there are hosts, other staffers that are reporters of the House Speaker of the House of Representatives there. But now this is the issue: was the removal of his things and was it lawful? Now the police constant silence is also raising concern from the office of the speaker. They are asking. Let me read another part from Madam Cooper, William Turk Cooper. They said the blatant disregard for legal procedures is alarming, especially as the incident was openly broadcast by members of the majority bloc. This further highlights the deliberate and unlawful nature of their actions. Those are the claims in his follow-up letter to the Inspector General Gregory Kool. And they have said that they want the National Police to provide detailed update on the case, requesting the current status of the investigation and the findings to date. And they talk about they should take recovery of those stolen items and hold those responsible accountable. Who are those that take be accountable? Is it the two lawmakers? Well, you listen to James, Representative James Kool. He said he not just alone. One of the colleagues were there, but he never mentioned the person's name. And that means there were two lawmakers, or there were two representation of those action of plenary was present. Who will be held or held responsible? Who are those that will be held liable, that were there to have the measures to have this going on? And he also saying, but they all having a key focus on those, particularly concerning the security at the Speaker's office. Were they present when this thing happened? Remember, it was on a holiday. Were they also present? Were they in the presence of the National Police? If you watch the video, you saw several persons up and down, several video footages of some folks are even saying some of those folks were sheriff, some of them were full security, and all that. There was a whole lot of issues alleged on this. But this is what they are saying. And the Speaker office is also saying, assuring the office of the National Police that they will be in full compliance, they will be in full cooperation to ensure that there be a partial resolution to this. What Liberia? Why you are focused on the Armed Forces Day celebration? This was what happened on the 11th. Now the officer is saying there are items missing or stolen, if you may, and those who, through the Liberia National Police investigation, they want to have an update as to how far this case are. Women look on the other end, and I'm critical looking at this. Is it true that somebody really got missing? Is it really true that Kofa has a case or the office has a case that someone was missing? Because mind you, all this is when the door, from the bottom of the door, that camera on when they enter inside. But you look, especially the camera that I play here this afternoon, when the camera turned to where he sits as a speaker, where his Bible is, his entire appearance can be. There were also, you heard the sound on the other side, busting of another door where we're leading nobody know. Did something happen behind the other camera? Were there other cameras there? And if something was taken, who really took those things? Was it taken during the process, or when they took everything to the office that they put it in, then something got missing there? Sometimes it's good to ask these questions. Is it so? Is it that because Kofa, representative of Cleveland County, already have a case that is a bill of information at the Supreme Court full bench, so because he knew that would happen, he filed a case about something getting missing? Number one, imagine they said valuable government and personal property. When they were doing this, I was asking, why if they got land deeded? Why if they got personal property there? Because it means a lawyer. Now they said valuable government personal property, including furniture valued at $50,000. Apple computers, so now one, and other electronic devices that are one. Confidential government documents that are one. Office materials is now one. Personal belongings of the speaker and his family is now one. And it says some of those issues that are alleged are missing hold a great sentimental value. Liberia, I'm putting this before you this afternoon. Since then, 1 month, the Aboriginal police has not said a word. And they are asking as to urgent update onto this process here. Where are we going? Where are we going as a people? Are we really at a point where we're fighting them on ourselves? Are we really? Are we? Will this be necessary? Is this necessary for us? Will this help this country? Are we really doing something good for ourselves? Let me just thanks today, and it's great having you, and I hope that we can have our say on this thing here. Don't forget 0775-919-919 our numbers, and 080-919-919 the numbers to partake on the program here today. Liberia, what is wrong with our country? What is happening to us as a people? Where are we going as a nation? And mind you, like the Councillor Alexandra Cromanzo at the LCC said, the stockpile of cases is also slowing down the workings of the LCC, especially criminal code C, criminal code cases, civil law cases are part of why the president has instructed the Justice Ministry to open up files. Cases that have been at downplay level. Let there be a conclusion of those matters. But this is where we are. Let me just thank you. and good afternoon. And I was going to ask a critical question here today before we go to the lines. Let's take this short break.
Representative Kofa is not in battle speaker. He has been removed. I don't know when you saw him performing the responsibility or discharging the function of a speaker of recent. Since November, December of last year, up to present, he has not discharged the responsibility or function of a speaker. So how do you call him battle? This is a man who is removed, and not only removed, but he's replaced, and not only replaced, but he doesn't come to work. Speaker Emeritus has not come to work for more than 24 section days. And I would want to inform the public about Rule 20.1 and 20.2 of the House's standing rules. It says that a member who fails to come to work more than 2 weeks without an excuse of plenary, said member has committed an offense that is punishable. So I just want the public to also understand that not only Speaker Emeritus, but other colleagues who feel that they want to stay home, not to come to work, but every month go to the bank and take their salary, I think it's unjust for Liberian people. So I want to use this meeting to give them a wake-up call that they can put Liberia first and find reason to come to work. If you say you don't want to come to work, is it not prudent enough to help us not to take a salary? But you can't be taking salary, you don't justify, you don't deserve it, you don't work for it. Who are you then? Then you call yourself rule of law caucus? You are the first violator of the rule of law. Yes.
Yeah, in November, you wrote Councillor Kofa asking him to give the list of his staffers so that they can pay for December and months ensuing. Has he, furnished you with the listing of his staffers?
No.
He says he is taking pay also.
He's taking pay. That's why I'm wondering why would Speaker Emeritus want to be taking pay? Staff are not taking pay. I'm wondering why. But sometimes again, I wonder that maybe they know what they are on. But if I'm taking pay and my staff are not taking pay, then I've been wicked to my staff. Mainly in the wake of the season festival, Christmas came and passed because of inability to submit his assistant staff. They didn't take pay. New Year came and passed. They didn't take pay. Even as of now, he has not submitted.
Thanks for joining us on today. Flower living for door ear call. That's one of the most common saying in Liberia. They think here again, and no matter how we think it would never end. So flower was living for door ear call. But I want to ask you this question here. Am I hearing that the NIR is saying that SIM cards registration for the GSM will be done by the NIR card? But I'm asking myself, foreigners are in the country, aliens are in the country, and they are not citizens. How then will they register as SIM? Because judging from the very private video from the past government, that there were several foreigners, aliens, getting SIM cards. And if I'm asking if citizens or aliens, foreigners to be precise, are getting national identification card, and in order to get SIM card, what's the viability of this national registration document? Because I know that there are several MOU being signed with government institutions, even the civil service agency also uses SIM card, that even if you're a government employee, your national identification registry number, the PIN must be on your ID card. It said also that, and they are boasting that these are help to get a ghost name. And let me tell you, ghost names stay around, even with a card. And this is also paving way for those who are not even citizens to get cards. Especially when you want a SIM card. So if you are not a citizen, if you are an alien, how then would you get a SIM card? Because they are always getting SIM card. How are they registering those SIM card? And if they are getting national identification card to get SIM card, and be the only means, what's the viability? What's the traceable means you can have to track issues in terms of tomorrow. Because it said the MOU that was signed on the 8th of October 2024 with LTA, the agreement mandates the use of NIR used ID cards for SIM card registration and move in at improving security and curbing identity theft in the Liberia telecommunication sector. I'm asking Steve. I really need, and I want. We given our open invitation here. Andrew Peters and his team, or the communication, they are NIR. Please come and explain to Liberia this whole thing here, because Liberian, even the parent, this is very useless to institution. I don't get angry. Information dissemination is very much hard for this country. You are careless about more important process. Even the people are realize no awareness, no awareness, no information. By this time, since the 8th of October 2024, there should have been jingles in the dialects. Hey, my people, informations, sport messages to inform them, to educate the people about this. There should have been flyers, billboards. Now, somebody else tell me, oh, go get my SIM card, or go get my ID card, get my picture here, go get my ID card. They bring ID card to you. So it means that even when we check the population of the country to NIR card, we may even be 10 million. I don't want to go there, man. But I'm asking, if you are saying you must get NIR card to get SIM card registration because you want to improve security, you want to do this, let me say maybe for the government, I will CSA, yes, foreigner may not be jobs, acquisitions, and those are the positions, the ministry and agencies, yes, I know that. They have to go to CSA, yes, that aspect, it will be good. You'll be tracked in other way. You don't just know by the ministry agency itself, but by NIR card, you already know. And they also taking other part of the job because the age you put in there will tell you, obviously, you owe now, you got to retire and all that. But I'm asking, SIM card registration, how? Let's go to the line, bro. Sometimes some of the things, especially when there's lack of information. Hey, please tell NIR, the National Identification Registry, we are sending an open invitation to them. Send the guy money, they get spend it for information to inform the citizens. We are open invitation to them. They don't come. They inform the people. Please tell them. Because it's very hard to understand. Liberia institution get a goat or showing the sheep. They can implement. They not for you. It's not for you. Even LTA, it's not for you. The information is for the public. They were calling and they start talking. Yes. LTA, NIR. You have information. You're keeping it in your beds, in your computers. Take it to your houses. Educate your children. Lead the public. Like your children is serving. Why are everyone so wicked at this? And in the budget, they have money there for awareness, for education. But they said, oh, that's why they are all rogues and thieves. Because when you don't use something for internet purpose and you spend on something else, who are you? Look at first. What I like. Since 2024, October 8th, you have this MOU signed. How many people were they singing there? How many persons? Let's go to the line this afternoon. Good afternoon. Let's go to the lines and talk to you today. Let me talk to my first caller here. I don't know. And this is a special deception. They got press and publicity angle of the foreign ministry agency, but to inform the public to create awareness, education. Just good. They can hear. Oh my God. Let me talk to this caller here. Let's go to the lines and talk to you on today. 0775 919 Yeah, good afternoon. Go ahead. Go straight to the point.
Yeah, this is Ken. I'm a junior board from the State. To get to the point now, we face the problem with the national police because while they are saying the old age issues that they are facing in the country, any government has got to power the high influence over the police. How will you see you are money less and property and somebody there damaging property and you can't make no thing? Because of what you are the ruling party, they already have influence over it. Are you doing your work or you own work at this time? Is that the problem with this thing?
Okay. Okay, let me talk to others. Good afternoon. Go straight to the point. Go straight to the point. Yeah, go ahead. Don't ask me how are you. I'm not good. Go to the point.
People follow you, you accept your message, and look at it, or social media, your message, and report it, you move you, you take your office, you start asking me. You know, so I'm just promise, these are the people that are making a point to go backward yourself forward. You see the local agent and people there, then you see them for a deal or you say, let us deal up. So much young people of this peacefully and honest, people are saying that people get to put their heart. I think they're ready to go back to the put their heart.
Okay. 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 Thank you. Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Yeah, go right to the point.
And let me say good afternoon to you. That's what I say, Person Broker, and it's what he will only some of the capable from Glory, this is a thing. You see, the state appears to be the Kofa state, Honorable Kofa. Look, like somebody said, no serious minded person or educated person will react to a letter that was written to him or her by saying, I will remove illegally, go and inherit your office illegally. You will sit there and hire his personal belonging, and that of 50,000 at the bank alleged that it was in your office, the bank taken by a police officer or whosoever is showing in our office. No. Kofa should be careful as men who claim to love the country.
No. Hello, please. Hello. They said furniture value at 50,000. They say they were cash.
Let me say this to you.
So wait, please get it clear. Furniture value at 50,000.
So, like event claim, let's take it as it is. Who will be serious and say, go inherit my office or my house? Will keep no kind of property that are worth for that amount. In fact, family personal belonging. The thing is just a story made up. We will not be living in a country where the country should go above. I mean, one person should go above the country.
So you want to tell me that you want to tell me put an officer? They get personal material there. Is all you saying?
He said you go inherit the office.
Okay, that go ahead. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Let's go ahead. You know, how you tell me? I'm in the studio. He said, I got something here. Then he said, is it possible I can leave something in my... There's my office. It's not possible. How do you say that? And there were materials taken from the office. You saw it. So I don't want you... I know he's trying to make up or something, but he is saying this or that was there. Then he said, no sound man, no serious man want to do that. Let me serious with this call. Let me talk to this caller here. Good afternoon.
Yeah, no.
Jackson, go on outside. Not calling on here. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I'm Prince Mekawetu reporting from the district post to this specific.
Go straight to the point. Go straight to the point.
Yeah. The issue of a Kofa need to really think that this country is not one man's own thing. The people wrote a written communication to you that you need an office, you are not no more a speaker. The police have told you the majority of them, they move you according to their law. Then you say you kick them off, you put the key in your pocket, you left from here, you went and met a medical. You know what I'm saying? So it seems to me that you're not even care for the country. That play is not somebody's personal something. When it tells you move, you move. And it's no other people did it. But you start and now you say the man is putting there, the man he's not proper figure. But one more end, that man sound for all of them you went you go and take it. Why you can't tell the man to the man that he's adequate, that he's not speaker, so I'm not taking this.
Okay. Let me talk to others. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I mean, you can't call no input here. They say good afternoon. Say you can't talk. You're just talking with your own phone. Good afternoon.
Yeah, I've been joining
And I always say to you, be prepared. Put your thoughts to that. Is the show always. Put your thoughts together if we call. Don't get caught if you're struggling. Good afternoon. I mean, Tommy Song, I will not take you. You got a lot of noise in your background. Compose yourself. Good afternoon. Let me talk to you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, go ahead.
It is Gardner Jr. from Villa Community. The speaker was sitting removed from power the best way. It was because there was no transition period at that time to take over.
No, but what we say now, what we say, hello, we know that Silver saying how many you got about. He say he think that was taken from the office. He had that some things were stolen. He said so let it out.
They won't let stolen now. They won't let stolen now because when they can anybody gets in the office. But he was even removed by the best way.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Go straight to the point. Good afternoon.
Yeah, I don't know. Good afternoon.
Go ahead.
So, my name is Ismail Kamara, and I call you when it comes to things. So, let me appreciate it. I don't know what's in the boat, but you know, I have clarity. But then I heard you say something who is going to be liable, right, for those things I was taking from the speaker's office. One thing I can tell you is that who actually bear the food and the majority block are going to be liable for whatever fate that is in the speaker. And the police pay them as well in this process. I think this is actually a crime wherein you go and illegally in someone's property. That is a crime. It's criminal in itself. So at this point, they are going to be until liability of what happened.
Okay.
And you ask another question, well, actually something got missing. Now, it's obvious that the law can know some things, and there are some things that the law will actually consider. And at the time you came to my house, you are the only person that entered my house, right? And then I make a claim that, hey, when you left my house, something happened. The law ask you question.
Okay.
You should be aware of this.
Okay.
The law ask you question.
Okay. Now he's saying somebody got missing. Who now will be? Yeah. Good afternoon. Go ahead. Go straight to the point. Go ahead.
That many people went in to cover over office or remove the things belonging to him. That is 100% true. Because you have no right of going in the office because they got no thing and clean that office by the man. Like my father was like there, who got no thing in the office that keep it there. So probably got ready to go and take the people there, all the concern. Either way, concern that he still got somebody there to at least to pay a really right table number to because you feel like you got power because if you come on and movie party, that is the people or get some of them where we are
We're not talking about we have been here, man. Just talk to him. You can't understand anything you're talking.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Go ahead. Don't ask me how am I doing.
That's my name is Martin Moore. I'm over Capital Building. Mr. Brown, thank you for bringing it over for me. Only how to put it on the board and when they get at me, they were wrong. No matter how I like to do it, I don't think it will beat it down. They go to the court and tell us sorry, they go down court to show it. That would be along with them to get it. They power for the court for doing it. But the one they did, they took power in their hand, they take the law in their hand. This is why they go back and say, they know what they are doing. I think if one the other job is in the country, they will look for it and they will deal with his money. They do someone to spend on an unquoted day. It was wrong to go to the man of it. The message for the court of humanity for them to come, for him to go to the pocket and pay a fee for that. What if I would use that same ammo to go to the man of it was wrong?
Okay. Okay. All you're working there, you're there to happening. Okay. Good afternoon.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
Go ahead. Go straight to the point.
Yeah, Mr. Brown, Mr. Nelson calling from my life.
Okay, go ahead, Chief.
Yeah, Mr. Garland, Big Brown, we don't follow the law. You all do the wrongful thing. They have to very well thing to stop in court. The court. They have been the court have been the law. They are going to taking things from Uganda. We're going to share it. But he said no. We are lawmaker, we make law, and if they're going to know that the Supreme Court will get to incorporate the law. Even if the method at $1 million, $2 million, it will be right. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I'll take 2 more calls. This is the first of the last 2 calls here. Good afternoon. Because he said, now they decided the value furniture, 50,000, he said, Apple computers, other electronic devices, the one when they say computers, they're not one. Other electronic devices, they're not one. Go ahead. My man, you always talking like in a hole. I need to know how to talk. Who phone you can take? I don't know. I'm not getting you. I'm not getting you. I'm not getting you at all. Please always call on a good footing here. You always in the hollow area. Good afternoon. I know you can go in the bathroom to call. I don't know. Good afternoon. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Gard, I want to understand the agenda discussion for political money. Mr. Gard, I have a question. Those people that bought the move or that brought into the office, was it that gave them the permission or document to go ahead with the move?
Okay. Well, the message now sharing, he said they may all go in there now, no warrant carrying. So they are planning a decision. And now we call warrant that are carrying in the office. So they are planning a decision. And there were only 2 there, but representing a group of people. Okay, thanks for your question, Samuel Jerry Ara, and also what? Sorry for the name, but I hope I get the name right. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you, sir?
Go to the point. Don't ask me. I'm always good as you are.
My name is Usman M. Salawale, calling from Honolulu to be specific. This thing was masterminded. Why is the armed forces day? That will clearly tell us that the plane to carry on the earth. He is aware of it.
He said, Representative Kool know about it. Are you saying Kool is aware of this?
I'm telling you, he cannot go along with all
the regime speaker is aware of this thing you're talking about. So who now should we hold responsible?
He's supposed to be responsible.
Okay. Kool wants to hold his responsible. Let me take my final call. This is just I'll give you 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Go straight to the point.
Yeah.
I said go straight to the point, later. Good afternoon. We got time. We got to go. Time is man's greatest enemy. It been so wonderful. Tomorrow is Decoration Day, a day where Liberians, by proclamation, will have to go to the tombs, the graves, the vault of their loved ones who have departed this earth. Whether it's a grave or whatsoever, go there, remember your dead loved ones by cleaning that. And please, we hope that Liberians can conduct themselves in a very peaceful manner. And several times jumping on people's graves, relative graves, have brought noise here. We hope that this time around, people claiming 2-3 persons claiming one grave, one tomb. We hope that this can be settled down, but we say never mind. And all of those who have lost their faithful loved ones, and there are also others who love their relatives, family members who don't have graves. We want to say on to you our condolences to all of you, and please take solace in the Lord, and may the souls of all who have departed this earth rest in perpetual peace. Let me say thanks to all of you. I've been your humble servant here. Don't forget, the geometry of the whole must be kept high on the agenda because it involves the majority, and those that come with equity, they must come with clean hands. I've been your humble servant. I'm Jay Nathani of the Ambassador, and I'm here today with Sir Kandu on this spectacular People's Program. Until tomorrow, have a pleasant good afternoon.
interested in know that he's taking his benefit as a lawmaker. So that's one thing I'm still wondering. He no longer been paid as speaker, he now paid as representative, and he still take the immunity of a representative. So why would he not want to submit the needs of his staff?
You
So
talk about immunity, you talk about gasoline, you talk about other
I
things.
said to you, the speaker is receiving his immunity. That's all I can say to that. I want you to ask the speaker as to whether he did not take pay for the month of December. The former speaker emeritus or the speaker emeritus.